Hey, welcome to the Rapid Return Show, powered by Otis AI. I'm your host, Clarence, and I'm sitting here with Leah from professionalcarematch.com. Leah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming to talk to us. So tell us, how did this start out, and, what do you guys do?
Yeah, so it's really been a journey from the beginning of my life. I was involved in a situation when I was a young child where my grandfather had Alzheimer's. And back then, I'm not going to say how old I am, but back then in the 80s, it was, very challenging. There weren't a lot of services. So, it was very traumatizing to my family to experience the kinds of care that he experienced in the nursing home setting. And so, it kind of was implanted in me at a very young age. Fast forward to, later on after I graduated school and all of that, I went into different fields of work, technology and that sort of thing, which was wonderful. I was able to acclimate in the business world and learn a lot about it. But something was calling me where a more purpose-driven focus on how to make a living just kept calling me. And one of the things that one of my friends, my very good friends, who is a dementia expert, she's written books on the topic and everything, had told me to try out was coming into senior care. And it rung a bell, from my childhood that said, you really should take a look at this population. It's very purposeful, driven work. And that started about 22 years ago. I worked in the assisted living field. I worked in the skilled nursing setting. I worked in home care. And I found that home care was really the best support system for these seniors that are experiencing problems with particularly Alzheimer's. And if you look at the statistics are very staggering on where we're headed with dementia, where we are now.
And how are you solving that problem?
Yeah, so I have an agency currently, like a standard agency where we go out in the home with CNAs, PCAs, HHAs, with several years of experience, and we care for them in the home.
That's great. And where are you operating? Where do you do that?
Massachusetts, and we also are in Vermont, and we're heading into Maine soon too.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I really feel like, that families still struggle with finding the right resources. And, one of the things that is out there is a lot of platforms that just, allow them to do the investigation and find those folks. But nobody's really looking at the care staff and saying that they are totally appropriate for their loved one with the care plan that's needed, with the security and everything of background checks and that sort of thing.
So you're managing all of that.
Yes.
So the family comes to you and they say, I have this family member that needs care.
Right.
I'm not an expert. I don't know how to interview home nurses and all these different people. And you say, don't worry about that. We're a one-stop shop. We will be your concierge for that, essentially.
Right.
Is that pretty much?
Yes. So that is how we are handling it in this day and age with our traditional agency. But the app will empower them to be able to really feed through go through the feeds of the caregivers that we've already vetted.
It's curated.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So they're hiring agency standard staff. And there's also the protection. There's different levels you can get of a subscription to the app where you're going to be able to make sure you're protected with liability insurance and workers' comp. And a lot of families don't realize that when they're going on other applications that it's just, they're introduced to a person who's interested in doing this type of work, that they aren't insured and they're at risk for, lawsuits and that sort of thing. So.
Awesome. So you're on the Rapid Returns show, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about some numbers and what returns mean to you for your business, right? So obviously you're solving a very important problem, also normally a very expensive problem.
Right.
So how do the numbers work? What does it cost to use your app? And how do you make money?
Yeah. So, I have the subscriptions are really being worked out, but my current day business it costs for the care that I provide. It can be anywhere from $840 a day for round-the-clock care.
Okay.
But I also have another affordable solution where we have a live-in program, and that allows people to come and stay, like a CNA would come, and I hire nationwide. They would come and stay with your loved one and be there for at least a month, and the cost of that is $289 a day.
Okay.
So there's a huge price difference, and a lot of families aren't aware of all this. They're just going on and saying, "Oh, I got to pay somebody by the hour," but there's this particular really advantageous and an affordable solution to folks that have a lower budget, or want to preserve the funds to be stretched out for a longer period of time.
Okay.
So there's a lot of education involved.
How do you educate them?
Yeah, so on the app, there's going to be more education, but right now we educate by, just consulting with the families and going through these solutions, offering different resources that will help them find money. Like, for instance...
Well, I guess what I mean is, how do you educate them before they've come to you, so that they know that they should be downloading your app or contacting you?
Yes.
Like, how are you educating the market so that they come to you?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm here at Tech Day, because I need to get that message out. And
Okay.
I think like a company like Otis may be able to, help me with something of that nature, because it's something that a lot of families are not aware of, and they really need to understand the differences in what they're getting themselves into when they hire somebody, either privately, like, oh, my friend recommended, this person, and she came in my house. I just heard a horror story the other day. Lady came in her house, was doing 6 loads of laundry. It was her own laundry she was doing with her own family at this woman's house. And then she was like bringing in food and replacing old food with new groceries that are bought. So these kinds of things happen. And there really needs to be a case management, that element that happens for the families that protect them. And that's something we also are providing on the service.
How big is your team? Like, what your company? Like, do you have, like a marketing department or?
Well, we're pretty small. We've been in business for 2.5 years,
Okay.
but we have 12 members that are internal members, and then we have over 500 caregivers.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so you must be very busy.
Yes, we are very busy, and they've been texting me all the time I'm here. They were like, this is unique for them to not have. I'm a very involved owner, and I'm very in touch. I'm also a certified dementia practitioner and a board certified holistic practitioner. So it's very important to me that, families are supported in the ways of self-care, stress management, and that's some of the content that's also available to them if they're signing up for our service.
Well, I have a rapid returns tip for you.
Okay.
If you're ready for it.
Yeah, I am.
So, first of all, Leah, you are clearly an expert in your field and really passionate about what you do.
Yes.
You have, a small and very busy team, and you're looking to grow your business. I think the last thing that you need to take on is to worry about how, the marketing happens and how you need a partner that will take care of that for you. And I am glad that you came to Tech Day and found Otis, because we'd love to be that partner.
Yeah.
So that's my tip for you, is to partner with somebody, hopefully Otis, and take that off of your plate, so that you can concentrate on the rest of the important things that you're doing.
You're so right about that, because that is actually what drew me to come here. I am not an expert in tech. I'm not an expert in digital marketing, and I don't have the time to do that. I want to focus on patient experience and the family. How do I support the family? And that's where my efforts need to be. I do need that partner who does understand all the aspects, so we can get the word out and have people understand that there's differences in the resources that are out there. And there's a lot of there's a lot of different resources out there that are just looking at the bottom line and not the whole picture and the whole scope of things.
Clearly you are not one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other folks that are feeling the same way as myself. I was talking to a case manager from Mass General the other day, and she's also a geriatric care manager, and she says she sees families in these situations, and it's just terrifying. And she's really excited, and I think that speaks volumes, because you've got somebody from Mass General that's worked in case management for 30 years saying that this type of service is needed, and it's imperative for families that are undergoing this challenging environment.
Absolutely.
So
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Not only for coming on the show, but also for solving this important problem.
Thank you.
I'm excited to partner with you and be that partner. So thank you for that, and thank you for watching out there. And if you would like to partner with Otis, you can go to meetotis.com/rapid returns, and we'll even match your first month's ad spend dollar for dollar up to $250. If you found these tips valuable, please leave a comment in the comments below. And if you have anything marketing related to discuss, you can also leave a comment. Until next time.